Hello YouTube, how's it going? It's Professional here. Today we are reviewing the new Menacer truck. This is a new vehicle that was released as part of the drip feed for the After Hours DLC. This vehicle costs a total of $1,775,000. There is no trade price, but the vehicle, it's not really expensive. However, in order to customize it, you need to own an Avenger or an MOC, which kind of is a paywall, but it is weaponized, so that explains why I need the Avenger and the MOC. The truck appears to be a hybrid of the Insurgent Pickup Custom and the Night Shark. The reason is because it has a very similar turret to that of the Insurgent Pickup, and has front machine guns that the Night Shark has. It doesn't carry proximity mines though. The vehicle does have a lot of cosmetic changes, such as bumpers, exhausts, but it doesn't have many choices in terms of weapons. You have the default 50 cal machine gun, or you can choose to upgrade to a 50 cal minigun. When I first purchased this vehicle, I wanted to see how fast it was in comparison to other vehicles in the same category, the Insurgent Pickup Custom, the Barrage, and the Night Shark, all weaponized armored vehicles. And as you guys can see from this test, the Night Shark is the fastest out of all the vehicles. Night Shark is going the fastest in the lead starting out, and the Insurgent Pickup Custom passes me right here, and then eventually the Barrage passes me. So the Menacer, it's actually the slowest vehicle out of the four, which kind of really disappointed me. I was actually expecting this thing to be faster. When I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is a hybrid of the Insurgent Pickup Custom and the Night Shark. I thought that it would at least have the Night Shark speed, but I was wrong on that. In speed test number 2 right here, I wanted to see how these vehicles would fare if I had a 1 second head start with the Menacer. Would they be able to catch up to the Menacer? And as you guys can see from this test of Night Shark, it has no problem catching up to the Menacer, and it manages to pass it. The Insurgent Pickup Custom and the Barrage, they both manage to catch up to the Menacer, and they pass it, but not by the time I hit the end of the runway. But if you just kept going on a straight road, just continuously, the Insurgent Pickup Custom and the Barrage would eventually pass this thing. And I was kind of disappointed. This is the newest vehicle out of all of them, and it's the slowest in comparison to all the other armored vehicles. One thing that really disappointed me about the Menacer is the fact that it can't hook up an AA trailer. That's right, it can't. It has a hook on the back, but it doesn't work for some reason. My friend, she pulled out her AA trailer right here, and we can't hook it up. It won't let us. So it's kind of strange how it has a hook on the back, but it won't let you hook up the AA trailer. The Insurgent Pickup Custom can do that. The Night Shark can do that. Why can't this thing do that? And look right here, my friend, she's shining on the back right here. You can see the hook in the back, but it can't hook up. So what's the deal with that, right? Why can't it hook up an AA trailer? Maybe the vehicle was rushed, or they just didn't feel like putting in any extra detail, but for me, it's kind of disappointing. Let's talk about weapons on this vehicle. This vehicle is unique because it has the front machine guns the Night Shark has, and it also has a rear turret, just like the Insurgent Pickup Custom, which a passenger can control. And these machine guns, they're nice and all, but they would be most effective if you're like chasing a vehicle. They are lower, so you can't really aim higher with them, and you can't really choose where to aim. They're just front facing, so basically to aim, you'd have to turn the vehicle. They wouldn't really be good at NPCs unless you're really close to them. But what is good about this vehicle is that you can use drive-by weapons. If you're the driver, it doesn't force you to use a machine gun. You can use drive-by weapons. I like using the AP pistol personally, and you can pretty much 360 around the car, shoot at all angles, which is nice. So I would rather use drive-by weapons than the machine guns, but the machine guns are an extra addition though. The main weapon on the Menacer is the turret machine gun, and I personally like the 50 cal machine gun better than the minigun. I don't recommend upgrading to the minigun. From what I've seen, the 50 cal machine gun does more damage than the minigun. The only thing I would see would be better about the minigun is that it puts out more shots, so if you want a faster fire rate, you would go with the minigun. But personally, I prefer the machine gun because as you guys can see from these tests, it's having no problems blowing up these trucks. I'm shooting them from the back, and I'm blowing them up. Let me show you guys what happens when we shoot the minigun. Here we are doing the same mission a second time, but this time we're using the minigun. And this is not the actual speed of the minigun. I'm actually fast forwarding this video just to show you guys how long it took me to destroy this one truck. But remember, we shot the truck a few times in the back with the 50 cal machine gun and it blew up. But here, just look at how much punishment this truck is taking. I consider the 50 cal machine gun to be more powerful. Look at how many shots I've put into it. It's pretty ridiculous. Following it all the way over here. Damn, I've unloaded so much into it. Popped its tires, having a little bit of trouble driving, but doesn't seem to be blowing up yet. Finally, when I get in front of the vehicle, I'm able to destroy it. If you shoot the engine, it'll blow up a lot quicker, but at the same time when we're using the 50 cal machine gun and we fired it at the back of the truck, it had no problem blowing up. But when I'm doing it for the minigun, it takes a lot longer. It's quicker, like I said earlier, if you just shoot the front engine. but I just personally like the regular heavy standard machine gun. There's not really much of a point to upgrading it. The only time I would tell people to upgrade it is, again, if you're planning on getting more shots out, if you want a faster fire rate, then definitely get the minigun, but I prefer the 50 cal machine gun. I like that it has a little more damage, and I don't really like the slow fire rate. I like to be more steady with my shots, so I don't really see much point in having to upgrade to the minigun. The 50 cal machine gun will pretty much do the same job. Now, one thing that really bothers me about this vehicle, and you guys have heard me talk about it before, but the reason that I keep talking about it because this has to change. This should not be in the game like this. Take a look at this. We have the 50 cal machine gun. Let's say that we want to switch to the 50 cal minigun. It costs $194,000. Make sure you guys remember that number. So look, we switch to the 50 cal minigun. Now what we're going to do is we're going to leave the Avenger. We're going to go back outside. Now we're going to go back into the Avenger. Let's say that we want to switch weapons. So in order to switch to the machine gun, not really that expensive, $665, not really a big deal. So we want to switch to the machine gun, no problem. Switch to the machine gun, we got that. Now we get back out. We leave the Avenger, we get back inside, and take a look at this. This is the part that's nonsense. If you want to switch back to a weapon, you got to purchase it for $194,000 again. That makes no sense. If you purchase one weapon, if you purchase the minigun, you should be able to freely switch back and forth between it. It shouldn't be telling you that you have to repurchase it every time. It makes no sense, and it's wasting your money. If you purchased a weapon, and then you want to switch weapons, you should be able to switch freely. Like, what happens to the weapon when you purchase it? It's just thrown in the garbage every time you switch it? It doesn't really make much sense, and there's so many vehicles that are like this. This has to change. Now, the big question I had, can you use this vehicle in heists? And I'm happy to say you can. You've already been able to use the Barrage, the Night Shark, and the Insurgent Pickup Custom in heists. You can now use the Menacer, which is definitely a great help. So if somebody buys the Menacer, they can use it in heists, and that turret, it will definitely help them a lot. You'll be able to clear out areas easier. I just personally would not recommend getting too close to enemies because you can get shot out of the turret pretty easy, but if you keep a distance, you can use the turret on heists and clear areas out pretty quickly. The Scramjet, it was kind of disappointing last week. You couldn't use it in heists despite the Vigilante being able to, but this thing, you can use in heists no problem, so that's definitely a plus. Finally, in a damage resistance test, the Menacer takes a total of 8 RPGs. The Insurgent Pickup Custom and the Night Shark take 9 RPGs. Even though this one takes 1 less RPG, it's still pretty good armor. Not many vehicles can take this much punishment. And here we come to the pros and the cons. So starting off with the pros, it's not expensive, $1,775,000. Even a newer player would be able to buy this no problem. It is a little disappointing though that there's no discounted price, no trade price. I mean, if you do a certain amount of sell missions with a nightclub, then you could get a trade price or something like that. They could have thrown something like that in, give us a little discount price, but the base price, it's not bad. So it's not expensive, even a new player can buy it. It can be used in heist, which is definitely a plus. Anytime a new vehicle like this, especially a weaponized vehicle, can be used in heist, it's definitely a plus. Makes doing heist easier. It has good armor. Even though it takes 1 less RPG than the Insurgent Pickup Custom and the Night Shark, it takes 8 RPGs in total. Still really good armor. Not a lot of vehicles have that much armor. It has a front MG and turret. Even though the front MG isn't the greatest, just the fact that it has that extra option on there and the turret on the back makes it kind of a hybrid between the Insurgent Pickup Custom and the Night Shark. So more weapons, the better. You can use drive-by guns. I like that. It doesn't force you to use the machine gun that's on the front. Whenever you want, you can switch from the machine gun to an AP pistol or whatever other drive-by weapon you prefer. And now the cons are, it's not very fast. In comparison to the Insurgent Pickup Custom, the Barrage, and the Night Shark, it's the slowest out of all the vehicles, which is kind of disappointing. It's the newest vehicle, yet it's the slowest one in comparison to all of its other rivals. And another con is it can't hook on to the AA trailer. It has a hook on the back, but you can't hook it on. Doesn't really make much sense. You know, did Rockstar rush this vehicle or what? Why did they put the hook on if you can't hook it on? And you have to pay to switch guns. So everyone you want to switch back to the minigun and the machine gun, you got to pay. Doesn't make much sense. That should not be a feature. If you pay for both weapons, you should be able to freely switch them. And last con is you need an MOC or an Avenger to upgrade it. It's kind of a paywall, but I understand because it is a weaponized vehicle, so you need those custom workshop, but still, just the fact that you need an MOC or an Avenger to fully upgrade it, you still have to spend more money if you don't already have those vehicles. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, let me know in the comments down below, and like the video if you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of this new truck. Do you like it? Do you enjoy it? And if you guys are new to my channel and you enjoy my content, then subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.